Hello, students. I'm Shaila, and I welcome you to the second part of the chapter of Civics lesson number 1, Introduction to the Parliamentary System of Standard 8. In the last video, you were introduced to the two types of government system. We also learned about the characteristics of parliamentary system of government. Today, we shall continue with the remaining explanation. Now, in the parliamentary system, the executive is dependent upon the confidence of the legislature in them. Now, here we're talking about the executive, which means the council of ministers. So, the executive or the council of ministers, they enjoy or remain in power till they get the support or the confidence of the legislature. And supposing if the legislature feels that the executive is not doing their work according to the wish of the legislature, then the legislature can remove these executives from their power. How? By passing a no confidence motion against the executive. Now, what is a no confidence motion? It is a statement of vote which is given against those executives who do not perform according to the legislature. So, no confidence motion is an effective tool of keeping a check over the executive. In the parliamentary form of government, the legislature is a supreme institution. Legislature has got the supreme authority. Now, elected representative whom the people have elected, they go and express their demand. They keep the demands and aspirations of the common people in the parliament. And what does the parliament do is the parliament decides upon the issues of the public welfare. And since it is the house of the representatives of people, and these representatives are given the authority by the people. People have appointed them and they express sovereign authority of people, so it is considered as the supreme body. Okay? Topic is, why did India adopt a parliamentary system of government? India has adopted parliamentary system of government for various reasons. First reason is, during the British rule, they governed us in accordance to the parliamentary system of government. And after our freedom movement, we continued the same parliamentary system of government because we were very used to it. We were familiar to this particular system of government. And we did not just adopt it completely, we had put each clauses or each law to discussion. So there were discussions which took place, and the framers of the constitution, framers are the makers of the constitution, they made few changes as per the needs or the situation of India to suit the Indian situation. Now you must be knowing about Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar. He is called as the architect of the constitution. Why? Because he had a lion's share. Lion's share means his contribution towards making of this constitution is enormous, is great. Discussions and deliberations are also an integral part of the parliamentary form of government. So there are discussions, there are questions which are raised, then the members from the opposite party, they also take part in the discussions. And sometimes the opposite party may give support if they find it is correct, it is appropriate. Sometimes if they feel that there are some shortfalls or shortcomings in the policies and the laws, then it is put up for studied argument. They study it and they have an argument on it. They raise questions, and when all the questions are answered correctly and appropriately and is satisfied by both the ruling and the opposition party, this helps the legislature to make proper laws. Okay? So this such a law will be without any flaw, without any mistake. So this will help. So the ruling and the opposition party both will work on it and this will help the legislature to make proper laws. That's all about the parliamentary system of government. The next system of government that we are going to talk about is presidential system of government. The presidential system of government is another system of government which is existing in countries like United States of America, that is USA, and it is different from that of the parliamentary one. How it is different? In this system, the president is the executive and is independent of the legislature. Earlier, we studied in the parliamentary form that the executive is dependent on the legislature, on the confidence of the legislature. But here in the presidential form, it is said that the president is the executive, also is independent of the legislature, and he is the head of the state, who the president, who is directly elected by the people. If all these features or qualities are fulfilled, then such a system is called or known as the presidential system of government. Though the three organs are independent of each other, three organs now here are, earlier also I mentioned in the earlier video, it is the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. These are the organs. Though the three organs are independent, they are separate, they are not dependent on each other, but there are enough connections between them to work in harmony or coordination. So, though they are independent, they work in harmony or they work in coordination with each other. And therefore, the United States of America has adopted the presidential system of government. Let us see, there are some features of this system of government. First point is, in a presidential form of government, the legislature and the executive are not directly dependent on each other. I earlier also said the legislature is different from that of the executive, and they both are independent of each other. Okay, and the house of the legislature plus the president, they both are directly elected by the people, and the president becomes the executive head. He is the head of the executive, and he's got a lot of powers, which includes the power to implement laws. Second feature is, in spite of such a structure, the legislature and the executive keep a check on each other. I already told, though they are independent, they have a check on each other. That is, the legislature keeps a check on the executive keeps a check on the legislature. This mutual control over each other helps in building up a responsible government. So that's all about the presidential form or system of government. We already learned the parliamentary. We also covered the presidential system of government. That's something different from these two systems of government, okay, which is neither the parliamentary nor the presidential form of government, but it's something different, which is followed in countries like France, Switzerland, Germany, etc. These countries have this different system of government because of their specific or unique or different circumstances or situations. Because their situations are different, their system of government is also different. So these countries, France, Germany, and Switzerland, have not adopted parliamentary or presidential system of government. They have a separate system of government. In the next chapter, we will study about the structure, working, and the role of the Indian Parliament. That is how the Indian Parliament works, what is its structure, what it is made up of, how many members, what is the role of these members, etc. in the next chapter. Hope you have understood the second part also. Thank you and have a good day.